Thank you, and thank you, panelists. I'm from Texas. I share some of my colleagues' sentiments, if not all of them, and I understand that there are good intentioned folk on both sides of this issue with respect to the electrification of our country and our power systems, and I don't judge or impugn the motives of those who want to do it. I think it's all in the way we approach it, and I think the way my colleagues are approaching it on the Democrat side is just too extreme, it's too radical, it's too abrupt, it's going to be too costly, it's not balanced with respect to what we need to continue to grow our economy, not just for the opportunities and the prosperity for America, but vis-a-vis our adversaries and our competitors. We need to look at questions fundamentally that I think are inconclusive, like the human activity, industrial activities contribution to overall relative to the ebb and flow of our carbon and greenhouse gas emissions. I think we need to make decisions also with respect to the United States contribution, again, relative to the rest of the world, including China and other much larger polluters and much bigger problems. So I'm just very concerned about what I think is ideologically driven. I really do. Like I said, I think a lot of this is inconclusive. We have been blessed with fossil fuels. And there's not hardly a thing in this room, and including the microphone, our smartphones, the glasses that Mr. Dorado's wearing, our clothes, medicines, medical devices that don't have hydrocarbon component parts. Actually, 90% of the products that we use have some petrochemical element to them. And the natural gas shale revolution has been a gift to the United States. And again, not just our quality of lives, but for consumers to have affordable ways to heat and cool their home and get to and from work, to give us a competitive advantage to China, who does not share our values, and to give us energy independence. It's been remarkable. And I'm concerned, Mr. Chairman, about the hostility. And I hear it from my Ways and Means colleagues, with all due respect to Mr. Beyer. He made mention at a hearing that we were going to burn up the planet. I don't think that's right. I think we need to manage emissions. We need to steward our environment. But we got to be smart about this. I don't have a prepared speech here, and I'm not going to try to rail on anybody in particular. I just think it's a fool's errand to try to radically transform the greatest economy in the world and have this in a way that picks winners and losers. I mean, if you're going to accelerate technology like battery storage and the production, sustainability, reliability of renewables, at least let the market drive it, and let's have technology-neutral government intervention so that we can make sure the right technologies are being brought to bear to get us where we're going. I think we're way too focused on the clean and the reduction, and it's very de minimis in terms of our global contribution. You could take away all of transportation, and it's going to be really a 1%, 2% reduction globally. Why not be rational and smart in the heat of emotional debates on both sides, have an all-the-above approach? My district generates more wind energy than any district in the country, 3 times California. But I'm also on top of the largest oil basin in the world. And we coexist peacefully, and we're transitioning, I think, responsibly. So I should have a question here, I know, but I'm very concerned about the path we're on. I think it's extremely irresponsible. I think there's a lot of radical climate alarmists and ideologues driving this, and I think it's going to ruin the greatest economy in the world. And China is going to pounce on us and they're just waiting for us to trip up. But as they say, I've seen the enemy, and the enemy's us. Let's work together on all the above in a smart and logical and responsible transition. That would be my plea to my colleagues. And I'm sorry I went over time. I had some questions, but I will yield back because I've expired. At least my time has.